Clay with 29 points and 23 points, respectively, in his first two. Williams inside, and then they've got Brandon Powell, Dalen Smith, and Cameron Tucker. 4 of the 5 who had double figures against TSU last year when they beat the Tigers are back tonight.
Yeah, and I want to really see what E.J. Williams do. Do you make this a game that's going up and down and you really can't be a factor, or do you plant yourself down low in the paint and be a force inside and make Tennessee State run through their big guys?
Should be a fun one tonight. The Tigers on their home floor, starting their season with 3 consecutive home games before they will go on the road for a 5-game stretch. So Penny Collins and the Tigers trying to finish off a 3-0 start to the year. And for Alabama A&M, they got beat 84-76 against North Alabama on Thursday. They shot it really well from beyond the arc. They just didn't make a lot of free throws down the stretch, and that was part of their story. Here's the all-time series between these two teams, presented by Delta Dental. Unleash your smile power with Delta Dental. We are underway, and it's Alabama A&M wearing what would normally be considered home jerseys. They're wearing white tonight because the Tigers have the blackout, and off we go from the Gentry Center.
Yeah, you love to see it. The crowd did participate in it. A lot of people out here with the black on, so let's see if that right there can get the juices flowing for the team on the floor.
Those popular black Tigers jerseys. Here's Cameron Tucker. Skips one across to Garrett Hicks, and the ball is going to be in this guy's hands a lot tonight. Hicks missing as the shot clock expires, and the rebound is run down by Zion Griffin, who had 9 of those on Saturday.
Really good job, Tennessee State, playing through the whole entire possession on the shot clock and finishing with the rebound.
Looking to go right into Adong McCoy, up against E.J. Williams. And the first shot belongs to McCoy, but it wouldn't fall.
Really good job right there. Nadone kicking it back out, getting a little zipper up the lane when Justin Williams drove. Just got to finish that floater. Got to stay base on this defense.
Dalen Smith, well defended, out of bounds, and Tigers ball.
That's what you want to do if you're Zion. You're going against a guy down in the post, not necessarily trying to block it. Just wall him, keep your hands up, make him shoot over your difficult shot. Great job right there. Another missed shot for Alabama and them early.
You were a guy who played inside and could block shots. Describe the temptation as a player. You probably feel like you can block every shot.
Yeah, you can, but you also got to know, man, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage because you're taking it out of your hands and putting it in the ref hands if you come down on them and slap their hand or something.
Junior Clay off the mark, and we got a tie-up. And it's going to stay in this direction with Tennessee State.
Really good job right there by Zion. He's picked up where he left off last game with the intensity, activity around the basket, getting offensive rebounds, giving them second chances.
Clay with Brandon Powell on him.
See a little double exit right there by TSU. Got to hit the guy on the screen. That's the only difference.
Fitzgerald off the mark, and we're still scoreless. McCoy tried to dump it down, gets it right back. Tough handle. Kick it out. Clay. Got it. Bang, bang, bang.
Young Clay can play. You give him an open shot like that, that's a prolific scorer in this Ohio Valley Conference, pretty much in any conference. As Nadone catches Big Williams with an elbow down low, they missed that one.
And the fade won't fall for Garrett Hicks. Here comes Clay, feeling it. Tried to skip it across to Fitzgerald. Good hands there by Brandon Powell.
This is when Clay is really good. Tennessee State as well. When you're able to get us defensive stop and push the ball, not walk it up, push it and guys fill the lane. Had a great idea right there. Just good job by Alabama A&M recovering. Got to finish.
Nice pass inside to McCoy, who lays it up and in.
Good job. I love to see more of that from Tennessee State. Big guys getting there, spreading wide, show them your numbers, get the ball, and take your time and go up strong and finish. Good left hand right there by the zone.
McCoy had 11 on Saturday. Now the pocket gets picked. Griffin lost it. Out of bounds, staying with the Tigers.
Yeah, that was a good job right there. Williams being unselfish. He may want to tell Zion to keep running, and he just finished, shield the guy. But good job defensively here. And there you go, pushing the tempo, intensity. Can they keep it up? Be consistent throughout the game. Good start here for State.
Messiah Thompson checks in for Alabama A&M. And Cameron Tucker went out. Inside, a basket good by Zion Griffin.
Zion, really playing well, man. These last 2 games, this young man is picking it up and playing at a different level. He wants some time. Even though Christian Brown comes back, he wants more time.
Penny Collins wanted a good start. It is 7-0 Tigers, 3 minutes in. And a take by Dalen Smith. Tigers wanted a tie-up, but instead a foul is called, and it's against Junior Clay.
We talked about how big Alabama A&M is, and will they take advantage of the size that they have. Nadong is having none of that. He is bringing a physical force down low. He was hitting Williams. Now he's hitting the sub that came in for him. This is going to be a physical game in the paint. We got to keep our eye on the paint, and I like that. I'm a Boom Boom Room member. That's in the paint. Lock the door on him. Let's go to work.
Dalen Smith hits the first free throw. He's now 7 of 9 from there this year. Here's another look at the contact, and Clay and Smith just playing hard.
Yeah, you can't fault them for that.
Dalen Smith from Colorado Springs, Colorado, had 10 points and 5 boards against the Tigers last year. Again, that was the first meeting of the year last season for both teams. It was at Alabama A&M, and it was a win for the Bulldogs, who started this year 0-1, trying to get their first W of the year. And now we've got some contact as the Tigers were looking to get it in, and that's a foul on Dalen Smith.
Both teams getting after it. Who's going to settle in first? Both teams playing with a lot of great intensity right now. Tennessee State with a lot of guards that can handle the ball. Marcus Fitzgerald, Aaron Clay, also Justin Williams at the point. Good guys to handle this pressure.
Here's the take, and the shot wouldn't go. McCoy comes in to follow it.
Great job going to the rim like that. You know you got guards that can score, break the team down.
And a traveling violation at the other end.
Really good job right there. Junior Clay, they were trying to attack him twice like he's a liability. He stepped up and will have none of that. Great hands. Slapped the ball away, Alabama A&M. Another turnover.
So a replay there, the McCoy tap in. The Bulldogs thought it was on the rim when McCoy messed with it, but it was not called that way, and it's 9-2 Tigers.
Officials miss it every now and then.
Griffin. And a tip pass off the hands of Fitzgerald and out of bounds.
Good job right there, man. Playing really unselfish. Clay, Williams, and Marcus all playing unselfish, leading to some really good things.
A breather for Junior Clay. And some time for TJ Bartholomew to check in. And Brandon Powell off the mark. Loose rebound. Good effort on the second chance by Hicks to keep that alive. Smith has it swatted away. And he put the shot back in, but it looks like a foul was called first.
That's tough. That's tough. That looked like a good block. Looked like he had verticality going up. Just got a long wingspan.
Yeah.
That. Let's see here. Straight up. Oh, he got the tough end of that one right there. You just got to continue playing hard. They'll make up for it. I'm sure Coach Collins will be in the ear of the referee soon.
Second team foul on the Tigers. It sends Dalen Smith right back to the line where he is now 3 for 3 in the game. And McCoy is going to come out. Tennessee State brings in David Acosta, 6'11 junior.
Big fella, I love to see him use his size right here. If anytime you can get him in a pick and roll and get him to rolling all the way under the basket, eat up a lot of space, they ought to be able to get some easy buckets or clear some driving lanes for the guards driving.
And Acosta guy getting a little bit more time on the floor early in the year. The Tigers still a few weeks away from getting Emmanuel Duwana back in the lineup, even though they're going to get Christian Brown back at some point tonight. Acosta getting more time with the injury to Duwana.
Duwana's a guy that can really, really help them. I'm sure he'll be very happy to be back in here with his brothers.
Griffin, kick to the corner. 3 off the mark by Bartholomew. Under 16, 9-4 Tennessee State. And that 3 is pure by Garrett Hicks, and he is on the board.
You got to know where Hicks is at all time. He's a guy that can score. Here Alabama A&M is a 2-2-1 looking like they're going to trap. Very good job handling the ball.
Hicks is now 5 for 5 on the year from beyond the arc. He was 4 of 4 the other night in their opener.
Hicks is a guy you do not want to leave open. Not let him get a rhythm going.
Another corner 3. And again, it's off the mark. Bartholomew trying to find his stroke. And it's out of bounds to Alabama A&M. And we've got our first timeout on the...
And we're done. Cascade Platinum. Scrape, load, done.
Back with you inside the Gentry Center. Tennessee State on top of Alabama A&M, 9-7. Jeff M., Ron Slay, our great crew here with you on ESPN+. Bulldogs trying to three ball from Messiah Thompson. It's off the mark, and it's going to be Tennessee State ball.
Tennessee State got to be aware of who you're going under on the screens. I hope that was designed because you don't want to give these guards an opportunity to get free looks at the rim with the big man backpedaling on the screen.
Tigers 4 for 11 from the field so far. Alabama A&M just 1 of 6, but they've been at the line a few times to get some points. Fitzgerald lost it, picked up by Alabama A&M, and they're on the run out with Thompson. Coast to coast, trying to leave one for Elisa Akinobi, and Alabama A&M converts.
Really good job by the big fella running the floor for Alabama A&M. Got to take care of the ball. Tennessee State did a great job opening up the game, taking care of it.
Tied at 9. And Thompson tried to pick the pocket of Justin Williams and instead picked up a foul.
Yeah, Justin Williams was getting some orders from Coach Collins right then. We tried to reach around him and get a call, but you see here, it's a little Mark Jackson rule right here. You're backing the guy down, taking your time. Bigger guy, pat him on the back. Let's move on. See what Tennessee State gets into right here.
There's Otis Hughley on your screen there for a moment. First-year head coach for Alabama A&M. Another corner three, but it's not going to matter because away from the ball, the Tigers commit an offensive foul.
And that was a good job defensively by Alabama A&M. They may have been watching film. A lot of times in the last 2 games for Tennessee State, the guards have been penetrating and kicking, but still keep going. And so their momentum takes them right into the defender. Good job defensively.
Junior Clay picked up that foul. Oh, there it was on the drive. Good foul drawn there by Garrett Hicks. That's 2 personals now on Junior Clay.
Got to come to a jump stop right there and then be able to dish it.
Clay's going to stay in for now at the 14-minute mark. Rebound inside Acosta. He owned that glass.
There you go, big fella. That's how you eat up rebounds right there. Treat it like Pac-Man and the pellets.
TJ Bartholomew gives it up. Christian Brown making his season debut tonight. Gives it back to Bartholomew. Got caught underneath and a blocking foul against Alabama A&M. Tigers may have caught a break there.
Yeah, they got away with one right there. You got to be under control when you're driving in there. You know the help side is over. Alabama A&M is a well-coached team. They're going to be in position to take plays like this. You see help side over there on the baseline, but he's in the charge circle. That was the only problem for him. Good call by the official.
So that's 2 now on Messiah Thompson. So both teams with a guard dealing with 2 fouls.
We'll keep this up. By the time we get to the next media timeout, we'll be in the bonus for both teams. We're going to run out of guys. We're going to go deep in these benches today.
Shot clock at 10 for Junior Clay.
Got to do really good getting the shots you want if you're Tennessee State.
Brown, and he's on the board for the season.
Bang, bang, bang. Welcome to the season, Mr. Brown. Welcome to the season. Big time 3. Great job defensively. Right here by Acosta.
Penny Collins said he wasn't sure how many minutes Brown would go tonight. It would depend on how he feels with the foot. He just blocked a shot. And now Acosta ripping it away one final time. We have a jump ball. The officials want to talk it over. First, they want to separate the emotions, and it is going to be a jump ball. It's going to stay this direction.
Good kick out right here to Christian Brown. Christian Brown got his feet set, followed through, didn't fade back. Great shot right there. Worked a lot on his shot in the offseason, coming back from this injury. Paid dividends right there.
Former Georgia Bulldog, South Carolina native. Christian Brown season debut tonight, coming back from a foot injury. And an offensive foul.
Great job right there. Bartholomew putting pressure on him, saw the screen coming and got up under it. Really good job defensively. It looks like what you want to see when you test the game out going into the media timeout. How are the officials going to let you play? Is it going to be physical? Is it just going to be physical inside? Look like it's physical all over the floor. So you want to play strong without any slapping down at the balls. Just play strong with your body, and you won't pick up ticky-tack fouls.
First foul of the night on the senior Akinobi. And a three is good. Bang, bang, bang. Another one. Quack.
Here we go. Here we go. This is how you crank it up. First 4 minutes, Tennessee State was missing threes. Now they're knocking them down. 2 back-to-back right there.
And a traveling violation against the Bulldogs.
And this is the interesting thing to see with Tennessee State. Coming out of the timeout, where they're going to be able to pick that intensity up and keep it going. Where they're going to sustain this. Great drive and kick out by Clay. Knock it down. There it is.
When you consider how the first half went, each of the first 2 games for the Tigers,
right?
Penny Collins got to be thrilled with this start.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Like, it looks like whatever they went practice on, it's translated to the floor. And as a coach, you don't get any happier than that to see your guys playing with this intensity and under control.
Brown again, wouldn't roll down, kept alive. Fitzgerald scores.
Really good job right there. Christian Brown being aggressive. Everybody gang rebounding. Marcus Fitzgerald, you just went to the boards, and look what I found. Nice little floater from the young fella.
The Tigers have opened up an 8-point lead. More defense, and it's out of bounds to Tennessee State.
Look at this D. I'm talking about Coach Collins got to have chills over there. This team getting after it like that, communicating the way they are, bench involved into the game. Great crowd. They may need to wear black every single game from here on out. I love it right now. You got to love this intensity.
Already the 5th turnover by Alabama A&M, and they are shooting just 2 of 10 from the field.
Yeah, and you want to see if Alabama A&M can handle the pressure as well. Do they know how to respond to it, or does Tennessee State put their foot on the neck and just keep pushing?
Trying to get it in. They find Griffin. With pressure here for the Bulldogs. Tigers break it.
Handle the ball. Great job by Zion being under control right there. As soon as I say that, then we get a loose ball.
Breath to the floor, gets it up to Fitzgerald, and another foul. And Justin Williams races over to help his teammate Zulqueth get up. We are right at 12 minutes to go here in the first half at the Gentry Center in Nashville as Otis Hughley looks on, the head coach of the Alabama A&M Bulldogs. They're on D. The Tigers of Tennessee State up 17-9. And right now, they've been hot from the floor. And on the take here is Zion Griffin and a whistle.
Now, in that situation, you want to, Zion, you want to wait one more pass to the corner where you had Fitzgerald open right there. Good basketball will reward you. I can guarantee it. Guarantee it. You're not mad at him being aggressive in that move, but you would love to have an open shot after the ball's going to swing.
David Acosta picking up his first foul. TSU is on an 8-0 run right now. The Bulldogs have not scored in the last 3 minutes. Queth and Williams switch on the screen, and the Bulldogs get a much-needed basket from Cameron Tucker.
That's a tough shot right there. Pull up over a hand. You got to live with that.
Junior Clay not in the game right now for the Tigers. He's got a couple of fouls if you're just tuning in.
Alabama A&M hiking up the pressure just a little bit here.
Fitzgerald with 2.
Great job right there. That is big to see from him. Last 2 games, he was driving all the way to the hole, had to pull up, didn't take it. You see it right there. It's going to pay off. Really good shot, really good pull up. Way to be in control by Fitzgerald Jr.
And at the other end, the Bulldogs commit their 6th turnover of the game.
You see this coming off the screen. They're wide open on the pull-up. They want you to drive and get a charge. You pull up and knock it down. Great job right there. The refs are letting them play. I mean, letting them play.
Fitzgerald wants it again. Tough take, blocked away. Good defense there by the Bulldogs. That's William Tavares de Brito picking up the block.
Really good defense right there. They're saying, no, not in my house. Fitzgerald penetrates again right here. No! You cannot have that in here, young man. You got to respect the length of Alabama A&M.
Well, they've got a 7-footer. They've got 2 guys who are 6'10". DeBrito's number 30 on your screen in the paint in white. He's a native of Cabo Verde.
Okay. Well, we got a little 2-3 on the out of bounds right here by A&M.
And a timeout. Tigers trying to avoid a 5-second call, but they didn't do it.
Look like a quick 5-second, but you got to have a mental core, Mississippi. You got to either burn a timeout or throw the ball off of the guy. Good job by Alabama and A&M. Switching it up, throwing on a little 2-3 zone on them.
8-point game. And contact. Don McCoy trying to cut off Eric Lee, but commits the foul.
And that's difficult as a big man. You want to get out and show on the screen. Once you get the sliding, and the guards are taught to attack your knee. So when they attack your knee like that, you're pretty much going to get a foul. You put yourself in a bad position. You seen the Don come up on this screen, attack, and let him go. Put that knee out, guards attack it. Really good job right there offensively by A&M.
That's 2 on McCoy. He checks out. Zulquek comes back in, and how about the D by T.J. Bartholomew?
You got to love that. Bartholomew is a spark off the bench on both ends of the floor, penetrating and then defensively really getting after the guy. You saw him right there apply pressure. Turnover on A&M.
Dalen Smith back in for A&M as you see Eric Lee depart. 10.5 to go first half. Fitzgerald, nice pass to get it right back and try to create numbers. And on the take, he does not make the shot, but he gets a blocking foul against Dalen Smith, and free throws coming. And we know Marcus Fitzgerald can knock him down from there.
Really good job right there. Looked like the ref said it was on the pass. You see Marcus coming downhill. The guard is going to be right there in the paint. Got him going to the side. Yeah, that was a good call. Good blocking call there.
Yep, not a shooting foul. My bad. So it'll be baseline out of bounds with Williams to get it in. Smith comes back out because he just picked up his second foul.
Zone and then switch to man on the inbounds by A&M. And them doing a great job keeping Tennessee State uncomfortable in their sets right now. Some screening, hard-hitting screens would help.
Clef too strong with the shot clock winding down. Oh, the pocket got picked. And now the ball is out of bounds, and after a hard contact, it's going to be Christian Brown.
And that's a good job right there. Brown right here with the steal, going up, going to test the body. Big fella just throwing his body into him. Nothing malicious right there. Good job protecting the rim. Good job by Christian Brown going up and popping right back up to go knock it down. It's 2 free throws.
So Brown to the line after DeBrito picked up the foul. Just under 10 to go with the Tigers on top by 8.
A little bit of nerves right there, probably on the free throw. First game back. Missing one. You want to make these. You want to knock these in. Reward yourself for going up there and taking that hard foul from the 7-footer.
Brown's had a lot to deal with. He only got to play in 10 games last year. He started half of those before a season-ending injury and then missing the first 2 games this year with a foot issue. Like you said, Ron, a guy they are thrilled to get back in there tonight. We'll see how the minutes load plays out, but just getting him back tonight is even, I think, a little bit earlier than they might have thought initially when the season began.
Right, really, really good talent for them. A really good catch coming out of Georgia, getting them to transfer. So you want to see all the work he's put in help this team right now.
Williams to Griffin, and a 3 is good by Zion Griffin. Bang, bang, bang!
Really good shot right there. Justin Williams, great job on the baseline drift. Way good job for Zion being available for him to have an outlet pass.
Austin Harvell couldn't get it to go, working on Zulquef.
Very physical in there. Great job by Zion controlling that board.
Brown trying to elevate, and an offensive foul.
Yeah, got to get his rhythm back before you can start doing that. I know exactly what he was thinking. Let me get to the basket and lean and tear this house down. But you had a great job by A&M being over in help side. Already there outside the paint, meet him, kind of leave him nowhere to go.
His eyes got big.
Yes,
he had grand ideas for that play.
Yes, he did. He was going to be in a dunk contest on that one. I can promise you that. You love him being aggressive in this first game back, especially when you have depth like you do for Tennessee State. You don't lose anything by letting him get his feet wet.
Well, he's playing like the foot feels fine. That's for sure.
Yes, great sign for him.
Hicks, short. Garrett Hicks with just 3 points in this first half. He leads the Bulldogs in so many ways. And Penny Collins said he's one of the best guards we're going to see this year. Been a tough shooting first half for this Alabama A&M team, and credit due for the Tigers defense for a big part of that. And now walking back to the other end, Griffin's got free throws coming.
And Zion is all over the place, shooting from threes, getting offensive rebounds, keeping plays alive. This right here, a good job attacking the defensive board, being strong with the ball. Now you get to go shoot too. Little hustle plays off for you, promise you.
18 fouls for Alabama A&M. Bulldogs are picked to finish 9th in the SWAC, the Southwest Athletic Conference. Texas Southern picked number 1 this year in that conference. But this is a Bulldogs team. We told you they beat Tennessee State last year. They overall finished 12-18, but they made a little run in their conference tournament despite being one of the lower seeds, and they got to the semifinals before their season ended last year, and they're a very good defensive team. If they have a calling card, it's typically their D. And then, as we said, they're a veteran balanced team, bringing a lot back from that Uprising club a year ago. So don't sleep on them, even if they are picked 9th in the SWAC. There's a 3-ball, and Garrett Hicks is heating up.
Hicks can really shoot it. They shot that ball so effortlessly right there. You got to be able to get him in some more action if you're A&M in order to stay in this game.
Bartholomew trying to go inside to Griffin. Fitzgerald. Nice take, tough shot, and he got it.
Really good drive right there. Really good job at Tennessee State, moving the ball around, not letting it stick on one side or the other. You got motion, and you got an easy basket with big fellow Williams closing out.
Bulldogs trying to convert back at the other end. The 3 off the mark by Omari Peak. And Bartholomew on the step-through travel.
Yeah, in that situation, it's a 4-on-3. You push, and you want to kick it out. You don't really want to go into the pin. He went into the
season starting homestand, trying to go to 3-0 and get a little revenge against this Alabama A&M team, which beat them to start the season last year for both clubs. And that one was in Bama. 3 off the mark by Omari Peak. Long rebound comes out to the Tigers. They've got some numbers. And a tough shot won't fall. Offensive rebound, though, as Griffin inside is doing work, and now we got a tie-up.
Good job right there on the defensive end. Boxed out, got the rebound. You push, long rebound. Come on, big fella. E.J. Williams, you're 7-footer, big fella. Yeah, all right.
Nominated for Golden Globe, maybe, on that fallback.
Yeah. I don't know what that was right there, man. See the little tie up. Nobody want to show that they're gonna give up the ball.
Love it, man. Competition.
Yeah, Williams is a big guy, though. I'll tell you that.
I would let him just have the ball, but that's me. I'm different.
We put it in play. We'll get to it in just a second.
Yeah, you hold the ball, EJ. Yeah. I'll get it at some point.
This is what you want to do if you're Tennessee State. Put him in the pick and roll action. See how he's responding.
Shot clock down to 4. Fitzgerald. The floater is pure.
Really good shot right there. Anytime you can get at least 3 or 4 feet away from the hole, do a floater or a pull-up, you got good money, and that's what you see out of Fitzgerald.
And another turnover. That is number 9 against Alabama A&M. Junior Clay has spent a lot of time on that bench with 2 fouls. It hasn't mattered for the Tigers.
No, it hasn't, man. Really good job from them. Marcus Fitzgerald, you see, has the little floater over the big fella. Justin Williams, his attitude, his energy is infectious, defensively especially. You want to see him be able to create some things, and you saw that coming off the screen. Big E.J. Williams picking up a foul on him. I feel like Marcus has really a good groove going right now. I would love to see him get a couple of more looks, get some motion going, see him coming downhill on some curls.
Bartholomew, nice pass back to Queth. Couldn't convert, and it'll be Bulldogs ball.
Somebody close that door. A breeze must have snuck in there on us. That's all right. Hey, man, as long as you play the game, you play it the right way, you're going to get plenty of those air balls. That's all right. You get back and get it on the other end.
Under 7 to go first half in a 14-point ball game.
2-3 zone right here from Tennessee State. Spread out, matching up in the 2-3 zone. Got to get the ball in the middle if you're A&M.
Nice pass inside and throw it home.
One 7-footer to another 7-footer.
Olisa Akinobi, the Nigerian native, with the flush. And maybe that'll get the Bulldogs going. They need some stops.
Yes, they do. I think A&M was trying to get in the 2-3 zone, couldn't get the communication just right for them. So here they are in man.
Bartholomew, Fitzgerald. Off the mark, good hustle. Grabbed by Griffin, out of bounds to the Bulldogs.
Gotta love Zion's energy. He is everywhere. A lot of times when they're coming off that screen and they're rolling into it, the big man is staying with the guard from Tennessee State, as you see the high-low for A&M with the big man slam. I like that. But as Tennessee State goes, when they get in the lane, the kickback pass to the big fella is open on the pop. I understand they want to get into the lane, but you've done your job as a guard when you can collapse the defense or pick up 2 or 3 people guarding you as the ball handler.
Otis Hughley was on your screen a moment ago. First-year head coach for Alabama A&M. There he is again, talking with one of the officials. He is an Atlanta native, and he has done it all as far as coaching in this great game. He's coached men's basketball, women's basketball. He's coached at the high school level, the college level, obviously. He's also been in the NBA. He's coached internationally. You name it, and it's been coached by Otis Hughley Jr.
Been all over the world. Gotta love.
More people than ever will qualify and save more by enrolling through Connect. So get off the sidelines and in the game anytime between now and
Alabama
January 15th.
A&M getting a basket out of the timeout from William Tavares de Brito, and it's a 28-18 lead for the Tigers of Tennessee State. Under 6 minutes to go before halftime here at the Gentry Center. Jeff M., Ron Slay, our great crew here with you on a Monday night in Music City.
Clay enters back in right there. Good curl screen from Clay. Had a 2-on-1 situation. Good active hands by Alabama A&M deflecting it.
Here's Junior Clay. Quiet first half because of the 2 fouls. 3 points on his line. He wants 3 more, and he's got them. Bang, bang, bang!
It don't take long for Clay to let everybody else know he can play. Drop back into this 2-3 zone a little bit to protect Clay, also to test Alabama A&M just to see if you can pass. Paid off well for him.
DeBrito was trying to go down inside to Akinobi and just didn't quite have the right line on it.
And you know Coach Collins isn't a guy that likes to play zone, but it's a good mix for his team early in the season. You never know what you're going to see down the stretch and what you will have to play when you have to protect a guy.
Tigers have 5 road games coming up after tonight.
Tell you what, Jeff, them 7-footers are in there for a reason. They're not letting anything just come to that basket.
A fallback by Hicks off the mark, and it's going to be Tigers ball after the tip-in was good by the big man inside, DeBrito.
Hicks can play. Hicks can really play.
He's up to 8 points now. There's a swat by Akinobi.
And at some point, you're going to realize they're 7 foot.
And there's Hicks again, and he is feeling it now.
Young fella can play. The young fella can play. I like Hicks being competitive out here. Tennessee State is getting exactly what they want, Jeff. When you get in the paint, you got 7-footers in there. Kick it out, you get open looks. You got Clay, Fitzgerald, Zion can shoot.
Tigers cough it up. Bulldogs on the take. The follow is good by Akinobi.
What a run in response. Look at Coach. Look at the coach getting hyped with him. I see you, A&M. The coach pumping his
shooter last year, and coming into tonight had not yet missed a 3. He is the go-to guy for Otis Hughley's crew.
Well, I can see why. The young man can shoot and still hasn't missed a 3. He's 3 for 3 on the night.
So up to 7 for 7 on the year from beyond the arc. Again, this is only the 2nd game of the year for Alabama A&M, 3rd of the year for the Tigers.
And then with token pressure falling back in the zone, want to see if Tennessee State can move the ball like they did. Now going to man.
Shot clock down to 5. Somebody's got to get one up.
Yes,
it's down to 3. Fitzgerald notices it, and he's short on the 3. Gets his own miss, goes right to the basket and lays it in.
There you go. That time you get them off balance, offensive rebound. People are not set. Attack right away. Good, easy layup. Would have loved to see the right hand right there, but you take 2 points any way you can get it right now.
Fitzgerald's got 10. Hicks has 11 for the Bulldogs. The two guys so far tonight in double figures, and a traveling violation against Okanobi.
Yeah, it's a rough pass right there. 6'10", 6'11" guy to another 7-footer, and he got it in the paint. Wasn't really sure what to do with his back against, with his back right there. So I guess walk. You see Fitzgerald going in on the big fellas. Good job shielding the defender with his body and letting it roll. I think Alabama A&M has done a great job of slowing down the pace against Tennessee State by doing these junk defenses.
Clay, touch pass, Acosta for 2.
Really good job right there. That's what you want to do. If you're a smaller guy, get it to a big guy that can score right there or kick it out. Good decision right there by Clay. Oh.
Here's a heat check by Downey. Lorenzo Downey off the mark.
Yeah, that's exactly what you'll call that, a heat check.
It leaves Queth wide open for 3.
Bang, bang, bang. Difference is he's made one. He's made one, and he followed it up with another one. You see the ball finding a guy like Hicks. Also with Clay, it finds him. Just finds him naturally. Same with Fitzgerald as well. The ball will find you if you play the correct way. And
now that they're up by 13 again, they can get Clay back on the bench, avoid the third foul. You're in good shape on the scoreboard, although it's answered by another 3 from Hicks.
Yes, I would put a monitor on Hicks to make sure I know wherever he is on this floor at any time. If he's in a timeout, I may follow him over there. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, he's wide open.
He's got the ball. Beep, beep, beep. And there's a corner 3. Christian Brown.
Bang, bang, bang from Brown.
How good does that have to feel for him?
Man, it got to feel great, man. This young man has really worked on this game, and you can see it. You can see the work he's put in.
In and out of the hands of Akinobi.
Good job right there. Big fella's got to catch that because you don't want to discourage your teammates from passing you the ball. Here's Christian Brown right here in the corner. Looks like that may be his spot. That's where he hit the first 3.
Tigers have attempted a lot of corner pocket threes tonight.
Yes, they have.
Fitzgerald. Brown wanted it again. He's going to make that poster happen one way or another. He gets a foul on this one.
At some point he is. I would like to see him also, though, give him a little floater. If you get a little floater up right there, or just go strong and finish besides dunking. Like, he's taking off leaning, but he is an athletic guy. Oh, that's all it was. E.J. Williams just met him with body. And that's similar to the Great Wall of China by Big E.J. And hey, that's a compliment, I promise you.
So Brown at the stripe. And he converts that one. So about 90 seconds to go. 14-point lead for the Tigers.
You want them to stay aggressive like this. Alabama A&M was able to make that run because you were a little bit more hesitant instead of being aggressive and smart aggressivity. And everything will be fine for you.
9 for Brown in the first half. His first game coming back from an injury, and he's been in there for about 6 minutes total.
Good job here defensively.
DeBrito throw it down with the triple.
I've been wondering why he's been at the high post, and now I understand why. You leave me open, I'll knock it down. Really good answer there by A&M.
He had 2 points for them the other day. He's got 5 in the first half tonight. And we're at the 1-minute mark with a 12-point difference.
Got a 2-man game here going, trying to attack the big man in E.J. Williams.
Brown again. Yes, sir.
Bang, bang, bang. Shoot it up, Brown. Shoot it up. Somebody get a hold on him. He's at a shooting range right now. Shooting fish in the barrel. Great job. Great pass right there. Brown just knocking it down with E.J. Williams trying to close out.
Biggest lead of the night at 15, and now foul inside as DeBrito was trying to answer.
You got to love that. You got to love that, what you're seeing in Christian Brown. Right here, you see the penetrate, then kick out. E.J. Williams, that's a long way for you to close out. Use it to your advantage and knock it down. Great shot right there, good pass.
Brown at 6'6", with that length that he's got in that shooting, he can do a lot of different things for a team offensively and defensively.
Yes, indeed. And as soon as he gets his legs back under him, you would love to see him on the offensive boards more and the defensive boards more. You get that coupled with that shooting and that athleticism, you got something special going on for this team getting ready to go into conference play once you get to that point.
Penny Collins making a couple of subs. Junior Clay is going to come back in. Zul Queth is out.
And you would suppose that he would get Junior Clay back in, get his shooters for one shot coming down on this, run the shot clock all the way down. Probably want to go at about 8, just in case you can get an offensive rebound. Get into your set at 8, not go at 8. Get into your set at 8.
5-second differential.
And you see A&M, okay, they are in man. I thought they were going to zone.
Williams trying to shake Lee.
Yep. Just burning the little clock. Getting ready to go. You ought to see a high pick and roll with him and Acosta to get somebody to help by him getting in the lane.
Shot clock at 5. Fitzgerald got bumped, and he will draw the foul.
Good job there.
With 1 second on the shot clock and 5.4 on the game clock.
You see Coach, he's telling this guy, step in front of him, and you take him. You got him coming at you full speed. Put your chest in front of him, take a charge, and we'll be okay. So you try to slide late. That's really not your help side, and if you're going to go, commit all the way, and then your defender on the ball will go and take your guy.
Boy, Fitzgerald, you don't see that very often with that free throw. It's short on it. He's 11 for 12, now 11 for 13 on the year.
Yeah, really good shooter at the line. One of the guys you want to have handling the ball going down the stretch of games. Knowing that teams are going to foul, you would love to have him at the foul line.
Junior Clay comes out for TSU since they're about to be on defense. Don't want that third foul.
And if I'm Tennessee State, you know who I want to know where they are at all times?
Mr. Hicks.
Mr. Hicks. Yeah. This ain't brain surgery right here. I promise you.
I'm not good at tests, but I knew that answer. Tucker lets it fly. Off the glass and in for Cameron Tucker.
Well, I guess we ought to know what Tucker is. That's you live with that. You got a contested shot. He banked it off. A different pride about their team. They're going to bring something good to the game. So both teams looking to capitalize off exactly what they can get out of this game. And I think that was a great picture of the togetherness by Tennessee State coming out of that huddle. So we'll see if it falls over and bleeds into the court.
Starters on the floor for both teams as we get underway. Tigers have it first. Alabama A&M, the road team, but they're in white because it's a blackout night for the Tigers, and they played a good first half in those black jerseys. They cough it up here. Dalen Smith to the other end, blocked away. Good hand on it by Zion Griffin. And another attempt, and that one falls, and it's an and one for Dalen Smith.
Yeah, on that situation right there, great job, A&M, getting to the cup and shooting. But Tennessee State, at some point, everybody can go for a block shot. Great job by Zion right there. But you see A&M get it back and come in, and the dunk just go up after the play. Got to control your body. Don't give up the and one.
Especially now that is 3 on Adong McCoy. We'll see how Penny Collins plays that. 30 seconds into the second half. And Dalen Smith converts for his 6th point of the night. That matches his total from the other night in A&M's loss against North Alabama.
And now you see coming out in the 2-2-1, Tennessee State needing to handle the ball really against this pressure. And them this is token pressure just to take them out of their set and then match up in man.
On the take, Clay with a kick out to Fitzgerald. In and out. Rebound to Harville.
Really good shot, really good pass and penetration there.
Oh, what a feed inside. The shot, though, got blocked away. Fitzgerald on the recovery.
Yes. Great job.
That was Garrett Hicks sneaking to the other end, and a great defensive play by Marcus Fitzgerald. That's just pure athleticism right there.
That's all that is. You go up there, put it on the backboard for him and tell him, no, sir, you will not get that in my house.
Clay, good extra pass to Williams, and it leads to offense. Bang, bang, bang.
Really good shot right there for Justin Williams. That shot's going to be there for him throughout the season. A guy that's a pass-first type of guy, but when it comes back to you on the rotation, you got to shoot the open shot.
His first points of the night, and the Tigers lead by 12. They led by as many as 15 in that first half. Hicks.
He finally missed one. Great job getting the hand up. I want to push the pace with Williams in the game if you're Tennessee State.
His first missed 3 of the year. He had started 8 for 8 with 4 the other night and 4 tonight. Williams trying to answer with a 3 of his own, in and out. And here comes Dalen Smith to throw it down.
Looks like the officials may want to talk this over. It looked like it was some elbow. Not that important. Yeah, we saw that.
David Acosta checks in for the Tigers now after that stoppage. Junior Clay off the mark.
Don't want to give him too many opportunities. He can get going exactly like Hicks can. Like to see E.J. Williams get under the basket if you're Alabama A&M.
Good hands by Acosta, and Williams wraps him up. Penny Collins wants an intentional foul, feeling like Williams was hugging Acosta to prevent the breakout.
And it felt like Coach Collins may have a point right there. You look at it, Acosta really playing active hands, got the ball slapped away. I think he did prevent it. That's I have to look at the rule book on that one, Joe.
That's 3 on E.J. Williams. Penny Collins is still wanting a better explanation than the one he got.
As he should. Great job right there by Coach Russ getting up to talking to the official. No one was ahead and the foul was made to stop the break. If I'm correct, there should have been something, but hey, maybe we'll get an explanation at the media timeout. How about that, Jeff?
There you go.
We got 2 of them. I'm gonna write this one down.
We got a lot to talk about with these officials.
Yes,
Williams out, and William Taveras de Brito back in for the Bulldogs. Junior Clay hit the shot. I think we had a whistle before it, though. Yes, we did. That 3 will not count by Clay. There was a lot of activity going on inside, and I think Austin Harvell, not on the screen, got called for a foul inside.
If you're Clay, you still love to see that go down. If you're a shooter, you want to see the ball go in the hole anytime, regardless if it's in the game with time or if it's a dead ball. Get a shot up.
Acosta. Right hand hook wouldn't fall, and Hicks has the rebound.
Nice up and under, just got to convert.
Hicks sitting on 14 points. Here's the take, and it's off the glass and one.
Pretty good play right there. That's all. You tip your cap, you get on back. We'll play it again. That's all right.
That was a veteran move there by a senior guard to draw the contact,
yes,
but then separate to make the shot.
Really good job. You see this, get them off balance, go into them, and then take your space back. Really good shot right there by Hicks. You know veterans, they know how to use tricks to the trade.
Remember when we thought Garrett Hicks was having a quiet night? Well, scorers score. He's got 17 now.
Yeah, only so quiet you can do it. On the team, somebody has to score.
Double digits now 23 times in his 29 games.
Wow.
When you think about last year, and actually 24 times in his last 30 now. First 2 times this year with double digits for Mr. Hicks. And rejection at the rim after the Williams attempt.
He really got up high to go get that off the rim. Some athletic young men out here.
Hicks on Williams. Penny Collins said, we'll have a few different guys take a turn on Hicks tonight.
That was a good job by A&M right there. Junior Clay got caught down low in the post, had to fight a little bit. Ended up going high-low. Great job, A&M. Entry pass, got a foul on Clay. What is that, Jeff? His 3rd or 4th?
That is 3 on Clay.
Yeah, you hate that for him.
Did a pretty good job for a long time, keeping it at just 2.
That is true.
He had the 2 pretty early in that first half. Tucker trying to draw contact. He did, and he'll go to the line.
And that's a tough call. Fitzgerald did a really good job right there. Tucker got away with a push-off. Refs didn't see it, and then got Fitzgerald up in the air just slightly off balance. Another veteran play, actually. Get him up in the air and go into him. Put it on the refs to make the call.
And that's 2 on Marcus Fitzgerald. So Penny Collins forming his plan while Tucker, the Birmingham native, makes the first free throw.
Really good job of Alabama A&M maintaining coming out of that storm that TSU hit them with coming in the second half. They could have folded. They stayed right there and fought. Coach has to be really pleased with where he is. It's just been a 6-1 game and an opportunity to make it 5.
And Hicks is going to get a breather. And with it being a 6-point game, Otis Hughley probably was trying to combine those factors. All right, we're close. Let me see if I can buy a couple of minutes with Hicks on the bench.
Exactly. So this is where the game gets tricky. If you're a bench player coming off, you don't want to give anything as far as fall back. You don't want to relinquish anything that your team has set for you. You don't want to be a liability, in other words.
Down to a 5-point game. 16.5 to go. Good hands by Dalen Smith. And his shot blocked away. Here comes Williams, and he goes to the floor. And again, there's been a lot of contact. These two teams are going at it tonight here at the Gentry Center.
Yes, indeed. Really good job defensively there by Tennessee State. Don't want to have them drive. Want to have a turnover lead to a layup. So good hustle back. And now you see Christian Brown right here gets ripped. He's the guy that hustle backs to get this block. It just kind of hit off the side of the backboard.
Mm-hmm. Zool Queth back in. David Acosta out for the Tigers.
This is when Tennessee State has been dangerous, when they go with the small lineup. With a guy in like Clef, you got guys, everybody in this lineup can shoot.
Fitzgerald. Kick it out for Griffin. And that's off the mark. What a tip in by Christian Brown.
There's that athleticism. I told you, we said it in the first half going into the second half. If we can see him go to the offensive boards just a little bit more, that's a different dynamic you bring to the game. And you're able to play small like this with a guy like him.
The foot is fine. 14 tonight by Christian Brown. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Under 16 to go in Nashville.
Fabulous restaurants and entertainment. We're conveniently located in the heart of the Midwest with all the charm you could ever hope for. Yes, Hoosier hospitality is alive and well. Come visit Evansville.
Tennessee State out of the timeout, trying a length of the floor pass to Zool Queth. A sneak attack, and Queth draws a foul. And the Tigers are going to go to the line. They caught the Bulldogs off guard there.
Yeah, important to really get in and out of the timeouts. And then when you come out, communicate, knowing where you're matched up. You don't want that to ever happen. A 94-foot pass straight to a guy under the basket, unguarded, out of a timeout.
First foul shot attempt of the night for Queth, and it's off the mark for the Gallatin, Tennessee native. Transfer this year from Northern Illinois. 7-point game with 15:42 to go. Alabama A&M trying for its first win of the year, and the Tigers of Tennessee State looking for a 3-0 start to the year before they play their first road game coming up at Southern Illinois later this week.
Really good penetrating kick right there. Way to recover by Christian Brown. That's just athleticism.
Spin by Bartholomew, and falling out of bounds is Powell, and he traveled.
Yeah, got a little off balance. Great job defensively right there. If you're Bartholomew, you got two shooters running to the left of you. You did a great job of making the look, you see as on this highlight here, great job of making everybody collapse. Just kick it out. Just kick it out. You get an open shot.
15th turnover of the night by the Bulldogs. They'll get it back without any harm done.
Mm-hmm. Look at Alabama A&M get going. You got a double high screen here. Supposed to be one more pass. Or looking for a high low. Back into the pick and roll. Good job by Christian Brown.
8-point game with 15 minutes to go. A long two by Messiah Thompson off the mark. And then Fitzgerald picks up the foul from Thompson. And that's 3 now on Messiah Thompson. He's had a frustrating night.
Yeah. You don't want to keep fouling like that. You want to play without fouling. Don't let the frustration from you missing shots spill over into you making silly fouls on the defensive end. I think that's what we just saw.
No points and 3 fouls tonight for Thompson, the Atlanta native who had 12 points in their season opener against North Alabama on Thursday.
And as his coach was talking to him coming over there in the huddle, just a guy that really wants to do well for his team.
Brown. The big night continues.
Bang, bang, bang for Mr. Brown. The corner is his spot on either end of the floor. Really shooting the ball well with Tennessee State on his first day back.
17 for Brown. He's 4 of 4 from beyond the arc, 3 of 4 at the line, and 6 of 7 from the field. He was ready for his season debut. And now Dalen Smith. The crowd thinks it's an air ball. The Bulldogs are saying they got tapped.
You don't have your leading scorer taking over and scoring buckets for you. Will you still be able to survive? And I think they're answering that bell. A lot of talent on this Tennessee State team.
Play with 3 fouls. He's spent a lot of time on the bench. He is in there now as TJ Bartholomew runs point, being hounded by Cameron Tucker, trying to separate. And here's Clay. Boy, a quick first step by Clay, then into a double team. Shot clock at 10, the ball loose, and on the run out it's Hicks. Draws contact, no call, and a tough shot goes down, and Hicks has 19.
Very acrobatic move right there. Hicks, goodness gracious, he's a player. He timed it up good, perfectly for him. Defense did a good job getting back. That's just a tough shot. That's a circus shot.
Penny Collins said he is one of the best guards we're going to face this year. Junior Clay with a highlight reel play of his own right.
Yeah, you got your shot at the fair. I went to the fair and got me a shot too. That's what he's letting them know. Whatever you can do, I can do a tad bit better.
8 for Clay and an 11-point lead for TSU. They're trying to get it down to DeBrito.
Really good defense.
Queth trying to front the post. McCoy in there as well, and Queth clears the rebound for the Tigers.
Really good job right there, coming off his man to get that block shot. Queth got him rolling around on skates, Clay. That was a crowd shot. The crowd made Clay take that shot right there.
And he was saying that got tipped.
Yeah.
Both teams have had a three they felt like the opponent got a hand on. Brown, the big night. That one wouldn't fall. Boy, the house would have popped off this place if that went down. And then a whistle after the three-point attempt. And Penny Collins going to plead his case.
Yeah, that right there. You cannot try to intimidate or make the referees call a foul on this.
No contact there.
Contact.
Yep, that was just an air ball from Clay.
Yeah, Christian Brown flopped a little bit when the guy came out. You can't do that. They're taking that out of the game.
Yep.
Good call by the officials. He'll be all right. Just stay up, and if they're going to foul you, they're going to foul you.
And Hicks misses the free throw. Brown, that was his second foul. Yeah, flopping has been a big point of emphasis the last 2 years in college basketball, trying to take it out of the game. And that's why if the officials sense that that's what you did, it's going to go right to free throws. Not a warning anymore. It's right to free throws.
And I love that. I love that. Let's get that out of the game. Make you play strong, play the game the right way, and let us officiate the right way.
You feel like the flopping had gotten out of hand?
Yeah, it did. I'm going to be honest. I'm a component of being able to go play hard and use your IQ a little bit, but let's not get the referees to making calls that shouldn't be calls as the Alabama A&M turns it over.
So still an 11-point difference. Otis Hughley's hot. His team is in this game. They've had some really good stretches to narrow the deficit. They're trying to hang around right now on the road. Fitzgerald with a beautiful pass. And it's thrown down by Adong McCoy.
Dong sitting on the rim, baby. Sit on it. Gotta love that. Great job by Fitzgerald breaking that presser. They put a guy like E.J. Williams in. You take it right at him. You got to make a decision.
And now McCoy picks up a foul at the other end. That's his fourth.
Yeah, it's tough. When you're guarding a guy bigger than you, as you see the drop-off pass, no look, sit on the rim. Great job right there by Fitzgerald. On this defensive end, when you're guarding a big guy like that, it's a certain way you got to play him. You can't let him have his way by getting planted in the lane.
There's Tucker inside for two.
Back cut. Really good play out of bounds.
You think about the foul trouble for McCoy. The Tigers have gotten some big minutes tonight from guys like Acosta and from that guy, Zul Queth, whose three would not go.
Right.
Because there are some towers inside for this Bulldogs team. Acosta on the rebound. Under 12 to go, 11-point game.
Going up and down right here. You want to get the ball over. Don't get a 10-second count. Clear it. Let's see if you can get Williams in some pick and roll action.
Clay on Smith. Tried the step back, but Smith got good hands in there. Now he takes it away from Queth. And Dalen Smith scores at the other end.
Yeah, I think, and that comes from kind of playing with it, being indecisive on this end, on the offensive end. If you can get E.J. Williams out of the paint, make him come defend someone.
Wow. Acosta left alone for a slam.
That's just miscommunication. I don't know what's going on, but heads-up play by Fisher, keeping his eyes up, seeing his big man wide open, and running the floor. Real easy bucket, the easiest one you're going to get all day.
That's a big swing. Alabama A&M was on a run, and the Tigers got a quick two. Williams swatted it out, but into the hands of Fitzgerald. Tucker came from behind and knocked it away. Good effort by A&M.
Teammates got to communicate. Let them know Wolf coming from behind.
And Smith with the feather touch. He's got a dozen now. Alabama A&M is not going away.
No,
Ron.
they're not. Runs are being matched by both teams. And you see, you got people at the scores table ready to come in because it's a battle. And they're going to have to fight the entire game.
Junior Clay to Queth for three. Got it. Bang, bang, bang.
Mr. Quelf leads to a timeout by A&M. Great job. You put E.J. Williams in.
Call 1-800-DIRECTV to save up to $120.
.12 ball game. Alabama A&M ball with the 10-minute mark upon us here in Nashville. The Zool Queth three for the Tigers before the break. Their 11th three of the night. And now how do the Bulldogs answer? Lorenzo Downey on the take with the shot clock at 5. And he traveled trying to step through.
Yeah, seems he got a little bit off balance right there. He would have just went straight up after doing the jump stop, not establishing a pivot foot. He would have got away with it.
That's 18 turnovers now on Alabama A&M. They've got far more turnovers than assists. The Tigers have more assists than miscues tonight.
Yeah, and that bodes well. It means you're really sharing the ball, getting some real good shots, and not giving away balls until. And then I say that, and that's what happens.
Clay got his pocket pick, but the layup missed by Lee. Second chance, no. Third chance, he got it.
Got to take care of the ball and got to get back down here and rebound.
Eric Lee staying with it. Gets his first basket of the night to make it a 10-point game.
Still so much time left in this game. Tennessee State has done a really good job of defending the three this half against Alabama A&M. That was the neutralizer earlier in the first half of this game, and Alabama A&M was able to get on runs and get back in it. Good job defending the three this time, but just take care of the ball this half.
Bulldogs trying to defend hard here, and on the take, Clay draws a whistle. See if it became before the shot. It's going to be on Eric Lee, his first of the night, and it was not in the act of shooting.
Ball out underneath. He's got a box set right here. See some screen to screener.
Now Fitzgerald off the mark.
Really good job pulling up right there. Just got to finish.
And Lee on the run out. Two at the other end for Alabama A&M, and here they come again.
There's another run answered by Alabama A&M. Out here fighting.
You have built and at Ohio State. They want the challenges with their schedule.
And they'll get them. Illinois is a team that just jumped off into the top 25, so playing really well. A good team, so they're going to see some good competition going ahead.
Junior Clay. Contact and free throws coming.
Veteran play. Get the big fella up in the air. You jump right into him, put the ball away, and just get it up on the rim. At that point, you're going to the line to shoot two.
Clay in the opener was 1 out of 2 at the line. Then on Saturday against South Carolina State, he was 6 out of 8. This will be his first free throw of this game. And he's got his 9th point.
And that's the scorer getting an opportunity to see the ball go in the basket. That right there could mean trouble for Alabama A&M if he gets a rhythm by being at this foul line.
That was also the 7th team foul by the Bulldogs. So free throws the rest of the night for the Tigers on any A&M fouls.
Great ball handlers. This is a perfect spot for Tennessee State.
Clay in double figures with 10. His team up by 10. And they hand it right back to Fitzgerald. A mistake by Tucker. And trying to go inside. Tucker, good recovery there by him defensively to Lee, who had it blocked away.
Acosta said no. That means no.
Griffin out to Fitzgerald. That ball is loose. All kinds of activity. Williams on the step through missed the shot. And he gets it back.
Get the ball to the open guy.
Boy, it is fast and furious right now.
Get Acosta. I would love to see Acosta get up here on Hicks, get a screen. Instead of just going open. See, there you go, Clay. Call for the screen to get some action moving.
With the shot clock down to 3. A step back. And it's a little bit too strong. Boy, we had the angle. It looked like it was going in from our vantage point.
That ball was definitely on line.
And hard contact, and the Bulldogs.
Question, and then one being Styles.
Yep. 2,
early on, you know you're going to get a good fight from them. And 3, like, these teams play with pride. That's what you want. You don't want this to be, you're not looking for a cupcake game from either one of them. So no give-me's out here. Both teams getting after it.
So back at it. Cameron Tucker to Garrett Hicks. Hicks has 19 in the game to lead all scorers. Offensive rebound kept alive by Downey. Tucker passed up the 3. Now he's got to deal with Acosta, and he scores on him.
Got the big fella in there with a good pump fake. All Acosta had to do was build a wall. You're smaller than you. Just put your arms up.
And a whistle, a little extra contact. Eric Lee trying to hound Justin Williams. Lee with only his second. There are a few guys in this game in foul trouble. TSU dealing with 4 for Adong McCoy. Junior Clay's been able to manage 3.
Good jump stop by A&M. Get Acosta in the air and go right through and finish on the big fella.
Bonus for Williams, front end of the 1-and-1 and around and in. And the fouls on the Bulldogs side, they've got 3 for E.J. Williams. He's been sitting quite a bit in the second half. Brandon Powell and Messiah Thompson also with 3. Williams hits them both.
Well, we've been in the 1-and-1 for some time now, so this game played with the same intensity, the same physicality. This could stretch this 6 minutes and 56 seconds out for quite a while. We'll see what happens right here.
Junior Clay checks out. His team on defense. He's got the 3 fouls and just under 7 minutes to go. Dalen Smith and a whistle. And it is going to be a foul against the Tigers. Christian Brown saying, wait a minute now.
I think Christian Brown got caught riding on his hip just a little bit. And I don't see a foul there.
If anything, I thought it was going to be on Acosta. They held up 2 to call it on Brown. And
yeah, that's a tough one right there. Alabama A&M got a nice bailout right there. I guess it's Thanksgiving. The ref's giving something.
Smith misses a free throw for the first time tonight. He's 5 out of 6 now. Yeah, they did give it to Brown. It's 3 on Christian Brown. It'll be Acosta who comes out. And Adong McCoy, we said he's got the 4 fouls. He's back in for the Tigers.
With Tennessee State, you want to box out right here. Don't give him another opportunity if he misses.
Smith with 13.
So, not a lot of harm done. You're 1 for 2 on the free throws. Now let's take care of the ball if you're Tennessee State. You're in the bonus as well. Play under control.
Fitzgerald. Out to Griffin and holding down with Williams. Tigers have 8 different guys who've scored tonight. Bulldogs have 6 different scorers.
Look like they're going 4-round-1 right now.
Shot clock at 7 and 1. Marcus Fitzgerald.
Really good job right there. Being able to get he felt the defender riding him on his hip when he was ready to elevate. Good job in the post by screening. He came off the help. Shorter guy. Put your elbow into him, draw the contact, and finish. Good job right there by Fitzgerald. Playing really under control today. Justin Williams as well, also Clay.
A rare free throw miss by Marcus Fitzgerald. Brandon Powell, by the way, had that foul for the Bulldogs. He's got 4. So the fouls are mounting on both sides, and we're at the 6-minute mark. Tigers by 11. Powell missed from the elbow.
Good job by Williams as a guard getting in there and helping rebound.
Oh, and Williams on the take.
And then pushing all the way down, coast to coast. But here we go with defensive balance again. You give up a layup and then give up a dunk. That will not work. You got to get back.
Both teams have allowed some leakouts tonight. What do you attribute that to, Ron?
Not being focused and understanding just what's at hand. Being caught up in the moment and ready to celebrate instead of sticking to your principles. The crowd's here to cheer. You give them something to cheer about by being who you are supposed to be.
Hicks expecting contact, and he got it. Took a hard foul. Gets up and appears to be all right. Boy, these teams are going at it right now. An 11-point difference, 5.5 to go. And Garrett Hicks to the line.
As you see right here, Zion coming. If he would have waited one more second instead of swatting down at the ball, may have got away with one. Hicks does a great job of using his body, throwing it in the guys, though.
Misses the free throw. Junior Clay will come back in. Williams will leave for the Tigers.
You want to see TSU pay attention to detail, just like you said, Jeff. Too many easy baskets given. You take those easy baskets away, it's a different ball game.
Eric Lee came back in, and now he'll be joined by Messiah Thompson. So Hicks will leave. And they also took Cameron Tucker out. Tigers trying to hold the Bulldogs at bay here.
Tennessee State using the clock as their friend, trying to run some clock. Get a good set.
Clay goes around McCoy. Inside and off the mark from Brown. Out of bounds. A&M ball.
Good job. Just got to finish around the rim. That's an old school Mikan drill right there. Just a little flip up on the other side of the rim. Use the rim as a protector. Brown is a good enough player to finish that. Really good pass by Clay right there. You did eat up a lot of clock right there. So come out and get a stop. Alabama A&M ought to be looking to score right here quickly, though.
Otis Hughley bringing the offensive lineup back in now. Tucker and Hicks came right back in after a little 30-second breather. Tucker on the take. Lost his footing. He passed it off Downey, and then Smith scores.
Yeah, that's unfortunate right there. That's just wrong place at the wrong time. Good job defensively. The ball bounces off of Alabama A&M's face. Zion just happened to be next to the guy. As you see right here on the replay, bounces off his face, then Zion, he didn't even know the guy was behind him, so just unfortunate. That's how the ball bounces at times.
Downey is going to check the stats later tonight, make sure he gets an assist. He took a facial in a different way, but he got an assist out of it.
Got to use your head, man. It's called using your head. Good job, young man.
He's got a real nose for the ball on that one.
There you go. Scholar's hard at work out here.
One more free throw now for Dalen Smith. 19 for Smith. He and Hicks have 19. I'm sorry, Hicks has 20. 20 and 19 for that combo.
Every time Tennessee State seems to be able to pull away, Alabama A&M, because of a small detail by TSU, gives them the opportunity to get right back in this game.
7-point game, 4.5 to go. Fitzgerald will trap on a flash and a whistle, and Messiah Thompson just picked up his fourth foul.
Really good job by Fitzgerald handling the ball. You can tell who Coach Collins really trusts in these moments. Junior Clay and Marcus Fitzgerald doing most of the ball handling for Tennessee State down the stretch.
That's
Plus
actually
both good free throw shooters.
I'm sorry, Ron. That's actually 5 on Thompson. He is fouled out on that foul.
Well, that hurts. He's a guy that plays both ends of the floor for Alabama A&M, and then you got one less guy to have in the game.
So Hicks and Tucker come in. Lee goes out. And it's Fitzgerald at the line after that fifth foul by Thompson. It was well away from the hoop, and it was against a good foul shooter, not what A&M had in mind. And 14 points for Marcus Fitzgerald. Steady as it comes. 15, 12, and 14 are the point totals to this point in the first 3 games of the year for the standout sophomore from Nashville.
That's what you want. You want consistency throughout the season, someone you can rely on every game, and that's what you're seeing right here.
He was 15th in the Ohio Valley Conference in points per game last year, off to a great start this year. Marcus Fitzgerald. His team up 9. Tucker inside, got his own miss. Hicks back to Tucker, wide open. Short rebound, Downey, and a fresh 20 for the Bulldogs.
Really good job of running Alabama A&M off the line for the three-pointer, but you got to get in there and gang rebound. Don't leak out for easy shots. Everybody got to come back and rebound.
Shot clock at 5. Smith draws contact. Tough shot, and it's in for Dalen Smith.
As the shot clock expires.
Wow. And he's got 21.
He seems to be in the right place at the right time a lot today.
Leading all scorers. Bulldogs trying to force a turnover in Clay. Fortunate that he didn't cough that up. Penny Collins and the Tennessee State Tigers trying to go to 3-0 on the year, but they've got a challenge from the Alabama A&M Bulldogs with 3.5 to go. It's a 7-point game here at the Gentry Center in Nashville. Junior Clay on the take, and he scores.
Really good job. You ask how do you alleviate pressure? That's how you do it. You get a screen and roll, get a matchup that you like. Junior Clay took advantage of it. Really good. Now it comes down to defending and rebounding.
And Adong McCoy front and center on that defensive play. He was waiting inside for Garrett Hicks. And a foul committed by Eric Lee. And like most players, they never think they committed a foul.
Eric Lee stayed with his left hand on Fitzgerald for like 5 steps. I think that's going to be a foul. I don't think you can play with your hands on him.
It's like defensive backs in football. They never commit pass interference.
Exactly.
Defenders in basketball never commit a foul.
Exactly. If you're Tennessee State, you want to go right here. You want to defend, you want to rebound, and you want to make free throws. That's how you close this game out. Alabama A&M, on the other end of that, you want to continue the pressure. Hopefully you get some turnovers, easy baskets, but you got to score quick.
Fitzgerald with 16 points. If he makes this one, he will be tied with Christian Brown for game-high honors for the Tigers. And he does. Only 12 tonight from Junior Clay. Other guys have stepped up, and the Tigers lead by 11.
This is a dangerous crew that Tennessee State has in right now. You got guys that can defend multiple positions, so you can switch screens like you just saw.
McCoy
really
on
job.
Hicks.
Really good job.
That leaves Clay on the bigger Powell. They're trying to switch it back. Shot clock at 3. Hicks from a mile out. Missed it. Rebound to Downey, and falling out of bounds. It is going to stay with the Bulldogs.
Got a rebound. It's going to be frantic right here. So what you want to do is put a body on someone. Don't, when the ball goes up, just sprint and run to the basket. Turn around, put a body on someone, be physical, and get the rebound.
2.5 to go. Tucker with a tough shot, and he got it on Fitzgerald.
That's what offensive rebounding does. It gives you another opportunity, and you get into a rhythm once staying on that end of the court.
Boy, this is a gritty Alabama A&M team.
Yes, it is. There's no quitting them. Great representation of their coach.
9-point difference. Pressure from A&M. And a whistle, and it's going to send Junior Clay to the line. TSU has been in the bonus for a while. Double bonus for that matter. That foul was on Hicks. Amazingly, with all the contact, all the minutes on the floor, that is the first foul of the night by Garrett Hicks. That's impressive.
That is wild.
Considering who he's had to guard tonight, too.
And he plays hard. It's not like Hicks takes plays off. He's out there competing each and every play, so really good for him to be able to play without fouling.
Second free throw good by Clay. 13 for Junior. 10-point game. Powell going up against the tower of Adong McCoy, and it's out of bounds, staying with the Bulldogs.
I think if you're Tennessee State, you live with that. If you can get Powell taking shots instead of Hicks, I think you're okay.
McCoy's got 4 fouls, too, and he was not backing down on that defensive play. Game on the line. His team up by 10. Otis Hughley making some substitutions here. Brings E.J. Williams back in. They got William Tavares de Brito back in there. The Towers are in. Hicks with a fake, and he stepped out. And if it wasn't a step out, it was probably going to end up as a traveling violation.
Yep. Really good job, Fitzgerald, chasing around on that screen, being able to get to him. Made him pump faking. That's what you want to do as a shooter. Make him get out of his rhythm.
So De Brito will check out. So does Williams. They bring some quickness back in on defense.
Good job by Brown running the baseline. IQ play. Good heads up play.
Fitzgerald scoots around Smith. Tigers trying to run time away now with a 10-point lead. See if they can salt this thing away for their 3rd win of the year.
That'll look wise. You got it in your guys' hands that can shoot free throws.
Clay making some shimmies. Shot clock at 5. Fitzgerald McCoy, that is how you run clock.
Good drop off, good score. You take a layup, get back and defend.
And on the floor, we've got a foul called. A technical foul's been called. And Penny Collins is about to lose his mind on the Tigers bench.
And I'm going to have to side with Coach Collins on this one. Fitzgerald did a great job of getting back and recovering. The guy lowered his shoulder. Even if it's a block, it's not him faking the call. Oh, this is interesting. I love to see the replay on this. And here we go. Fitzgerald does get bumped. It does get bumped. That's interesting. One thing we can say, the refs have been consistent with that call. If they thought it's been played, then they've called a foul.
And the fans love it that Dalen Smith missed the technical free throw. So there must have been a comment from Fitzgerald after the call that led to that technical.
No, I believe he said he flopped.
Oh, a flop.
Yeah, I think he said he flopped.
Boy,
yeah, exactly. He made the motion to tell him that he has to stay up. So that's a tough one. I think Coach Collins may review that and try to send it up the ladder to someone.
Boy, Penny walked over to the water and grabbed a drink just to cool himself off, biting his tongue.
Yeah, buddy. Don't go away from the ball. You got to be here to help.
And hard to the basket and blocked out of bounds from behind on the Fitzgerald attempt.
So you ask yourself, you want to continue being aggressive in this situation. You get a lane to the basket, you take it. But at the same time, you're okay with running clock and letting them foul you and going to the line because they have to be the aggressors in this situation. You just got to handle the ball.
You saw Fitzgerald on the monitor. He was still talking about that technical call from a moment ago.
He's got a point, too. That was I'm going to have to say that was a bad call.
Penny Collins wants McCoy to come give Clay a screen. A little separation. Shot clock's at 3. Brown's got a dunk, and he will!
Cap your night off, Mr. Brown. That's how you cap it off, with a thunderous dunk. Set this crowd on fire.
What a night for Christian Brown. His season debut, back from an injury. Another dunk.
Now it's showtime in the Gentry Center, baby.
Zion Griffin's got 8. And the Tigers are having a party as they open up their biggest lead of the night at 16. And Brandon Powell's first points of the night. He hits a 3.
You got to love that. That's the reward for playing the right way.
With a second exclamation mark for Tennessee State.
Hey, man, that's some good basketball. Fun, exciting basketball. And so much attention going to be given to Clay and Fitzgerald. Sometimes you forget about some other high flyers out there in Zion and Brown. And they made them pay. Wow.
And another call that the Tigers are not thrilled about.
I also think the ref missed it, and the ref was standing out of bounds, and when Junior Clay ran into him, and the referee being out of bounds, being a part of the floor, I think he just counted that as him being out of bounds as a free throw goal.
So it's Lorenzo Downey at the line as Clay just picked up his 4th foul. And Downey misses the second one. Boy, there have been a few times tonight where it would have been helpful to have the officials come over to the table.
We would have loved it. Would have helped us tremendously. We're pros, though, Jeff. We just fight through.
That's right. 20 seconds to go. Smith having a big night, and he's got 23 points now with that basket.
This is when you want to practice late game situations if you're Tennessee State. Practice things that you will have to use when you get later in games. Smart play to pull it out. Good job.
Shot clock off. This is going to do it.
Now, if you're Alabama A&M, I don't believe you want to do that.
Downey commits one last foul. That is our 51st foul of the night.
Is that all?
That's all. So a chance for Christian Brown to make it a 20-point night, and he couldn't do it.
Come on, Christian. You've had a heck of a night, man. Cap it off. You want to finish it with a make.
1 of 4 Tigers in double figures, and there you go. 20 for Brown.
Nice welcome back for the young fella.
And the Tigers are 3-0 on the year. Alabama A&M was a very tough opponent. This was a good ball game tonight.